Hi everyone. Today let's get started in a cross-legged position at the top of our mat. And right away, just relax through your sit bones. Maybe roll through your shoulders a couple of times, pulling your shoulders up towards your ears and then rolling it down your back, releasing any tension you may be holding in your neck, through the shoulders. Right away, begin to tap into your natural breath, starting to notice the natural rise and fall as you take inhales and exhales. And we'll begin here with 3 breaths together. Exhale out all the stale air in your belly, open mouth to release. Take a deep inhale through the nose. And exhale, let it all out. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. One more full deep inhale through the nose. And exhale to fully release. Tapping into your Ujjayi Pranayama. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, twisting to the left. Right hand to the outside of your left knee, placing your left hand behind you. Keep rooting down through your right sit bone, keeping the spine nice and long. On your next inhale, palms come to touch overhead, and exhale, twisting to the right. Left hand to the outside of your right knee, really softening through the right shoulder, maybe gazing over your right shoulder as well. Inhale, palms come to touch overhead, and exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, palms rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Hands to your knees. Inhale, seated cow. Lift your heart. Exhale, seated cat, rounding through your spine. Inhale to cow, lifting through the heart, breathing into the throat. Exhale to cat, gaze towards your navel. Inhale, cow, lift the heart. And exhale, cat, rounding through the spine. Bringing yourself into a neutral tabletop, crossing your ankles overneath, then stacking your shoulders over your wrists, hips over the knees. Inhale to cow, lift your belly, lift your gaze. And exhale, cat. Inhale to cow, pulling the heart forward, lifting through the tailbone. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Coming into a neutral tabletop, walking yourself forward to puppy pose. Forearms come down to the mat. Keep your hips stacked over your knees. You can start with your forehead on the mat. If this feels good and you want to open up through the chest a little bit more, you can bring your chin to the mat. So really let your chest and your shoulders open, expand, taking nice deep breaths. Pulling yourself forward onto your belly, meeting in baby cobra. Press the weight into your toenails, lifting through the heart, elbows draw back, little to no weight in the hands. And your exhale, chin to your mat. Inhale, baby cobra, peel your heart off your mat. Keep pulling your elbows back towards one another. Hands come underneath your shoulders, press up to high plank. Holding here, option to drop the knees down. Keep pressing back through your heels. Low belly draws up and in. Downward facing dog. Hips come nice and high. And take movement right away, lifting one heel, then the other, walking out your dog. Warming up through the hamstrings. Then you can find some stillness in your down dog. Inhale, right leg high, 3-legged down dog. Exhale to lizard, right foot to the outside of your hand. We'll be here for a few rounds of breath, so you can keep the left knee lifted or drop it down, untucking the toes. You can bend in and out of your right knee a few times, maybe come to the outer edge of your right foot. Really breathing into your hips, allowing them to open a little bit deeper. If you're not an active lizard already, return to an active lizard. Making your way to a low lunge, right foot in between your hands. Take an inhale. Use your exhale to step forward to chair, grounding through your right foot. Left foot meets the right. Shifting the weight into your heels and lowering down through your tailbone. All 10 fingers reach up nice and high. Maybe you can sit a little bit deeper while keeping your upper body the same. Inhale, reach high, mountain pose. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale to mountain, reach high. Exhale to cactus arms, lift the heart, pull the elbows back. Maybe gently press the hips forward. Inhale to mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. On your exhale, stepping back to plank. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg comes high. Exhale to lizard. Again, option to keep the right knee lifted here, or you can drop it down. Few different options here. You can take what you took on the other side, or maybe you try something a little bit different. Just really using this time to send breath into the hips, giving your body what it needs on this side. If you're not in an active lizard already, return by tucking the right toes underneath, making your way to a low lunge, left foot in between your hands. Taking an inhale here, use your exhale to step forward to chair, right foot meets your left. Weight into your heels as you sit down through your tailbone. Reach up nice and high with your 10 fingers. Inhale to mountain, reach up nice and high. Exhale, cactus arms. Pulling the elbows back, lifting through your heart. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, forward fold, chest to thighs. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, stepping back to plank. Take an inhale. Exhale to down dog. From your downward facing dog, inhale, right leg high. And exhale to low lunge. Rising up, Crescent Warrior. Keeping your right knee stacked over your ankle and really press back through your left heel. Keep the shoulders nice and soft. Right hand grabs for your left wrist. Take an inhale to reach the left hand high. And exhale, bending over to the right. Pulling your thighs in towards one another, nice and strong, opening up towards the left side body. Inhale to come through center, release your grip. On your exhale, Warrior 2. You can bend in and out of your front knee a few times. Roll out through your shoulders. And find stillness in Warrior 2. Inhale to lean forward. And exhale to extended side angle. Take any variation here. If you'd like to take a half bind, you can take that, or a full bind. Really allowing your hips to open, your shoulders open. Nice straight line through the left leg. Nice and strong through the arms. Inhale, reverse your triangle, reach up and back with the right hand, right leg nice and long. Breathe. On your exhale, hands cartwheel down to frame your right foot. Step back to plank. On your exhale, chaturanga, upward facing dog. downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale to low lunge. Rising up nice and strong, Crescent Warrior. Keep pressing back through your foot. You can bend in and out of the left knee a few times. Taking the opposite grip here. Reaching for your right wrist with your left hand. Bending to the left. Again, keep your legs nice and strong and open up through your right side body. On your inhale, coming back through center, release the grip. Opening up to Warrior Two. Again, take movement on this side to readjust and then find stillness. On your inhale, lean forward. On your exhale, extended side angle. Again, you can take any variation on this side. Just try to find some strength and softness in whatever variation you're taking. Staying nice and long in the arms. Inhale, reverse your triangle, reaching up and back with the left hand. Try to create one straight line from your left foot to your left hand, lifting your heart towards the ceiling. Using your exhale to cartwheel your hands down, low lunge. Stepping back to plank and option for a vinyasa. We can meet in a downward facing dog. We'll take that version a little quicker. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step through. Inhale to crescent. Reaching for your left wrist. And exhale, bending to the right. Inhale back to crescent, release your grip. Open up Warrior Two. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse your triangle, reach up and back with the right hand. Hands cartwheel down to frame your right foot. Stepping back to plank and vinyasa. From your downward facing dog, inhale left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale to rise, Crescent Warrior. Reaching for the right wrist. Inhale, reach high, and exhale, bend to the left. Coming through center, release your grip. Open up, Warrior Two. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, nice and strong through your arms and legs. Reverse your triangle. Hands cartwheel down to frame your left foot. Stepping back to plank and flowing through a vinyasa. Meeting in a downward facing dog. From your down dog, bend your knees, gaze forward, travel top of mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up nice and high, mountain pose. Exhale, hands come to heart. Roll the shoulders back, lifting through the heart. Hands come to your hips. Right foot steps back, preparing for pyramid pose. So about 1 to 2 feet behind your left foot. Right toe is pointing towards the top right corner of your mat. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the chest, long spine. Exhale, fold halfway. So you can stay here, keeping the spine nice and long, keep your hips nice and even. Or you can bring your hands down to a block, to your shins, or to your mat. Regardless of where you are in this pose, try to keep your hips in line. So if you feel your right hip popping up, maybe bring your foot a little bit further to the edge of your mat. You can always keep a micro bend in the left knee. Once you find a comfortable spot in this pose, try to relax through your neck. Again, meet your body where it is on this side. This shouldn't be painful. It's really deepening the stretch through the lower body. I'm going to recommend a block for this next part and placing it on the inside of your left foot. You can bring it to the short or tall version. I recommend the tall to start. Moving it into Revolved Pyramid. Right hand comes to your block. Start with bringing your left hand to your lower sacrum. And you can keep your left hand here, rolling back through the left shoulder. Again, keep your hand on your sacrum to try to keep your hips even to start. Maybe you reach your left hand up towards the sky. Keep pulling your left hip in towards your midline. And keep breathing nice and deep into this pose, pressing evenly through the outer edges of your feet. Couple more breaths. And slowly bring your left hand down to your mat or to your block. Bend in and out of the left knee a couple of times and come into standing splits. No need to worry about how high your right toes are here, just using this for a transition and a reset. You can roll out through your right ankle a couple times if you'd like. Keep the head and neck nice and heavy. Then right foot meets your left for a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. And exhale, fold forward, nice and heavy. Inhaling to rise, mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart. Bringing your hands to your hips. Stepping your foot back for pyramid on the other side, left foot to the back of your mat. Again, square your hips to the front of the mat before you begin folding over. Trying to keep your spine nice and long, hips nice and even. Take an inhale and exhale, fold halfway or less. Keep the spine long. You can stay here or bring your hands down to your mat, to a block, to your calf or shin. Be nice and gentle in this pose, allowing your body to warm up with time and then maybe deepening the pose. Letting the head and neck be nice and heavy. Keep breathing. Preparing for Revolved Pyramid. Again, I'm going to recommend having a block to the inside of your right foot. You can bend in and out of your right knee a few times. Maybe walk the back foot in a little bit. Take your time before you begin to twist, planting the left hand to the high or low side of the block. Right hand comes to your sacrum or your hip. Roll the top shoulder back. You can keep your right hand where it is. Or maybe you reach your right hand up towards the sky. Again, both sides are going to be very different here. So take your time, breathe deeply into this pose. Lengthen where it feels good. If you start to feel any pain, come out of this a little bit. Breathe nice and deep. And soften where you can. A few more breaths. When you're ready to exit, slowly unwind the way you came in. Bend in and out of the right knee very gently a couple of times, shifting the weight to your right foot. Standing splits. Again, don't worry about how high the left leg is here unless you'd like to. Using this as more of a restorative pose. Eventually, left foot meets the right, forward fold. Let the head and neck hang. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward, nice and heavy. Inhale, mountain, rise up nice and strong. Exhale to cactus, arms lift the heart, pull the elbows back. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, forward fold, chest to thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping back to plank. And option 4 of vinyasa. Meeting in a downward facing dog. from your down dog, make your way into a seat, swinging your heels around to the top of your mat. Legs come nice and long, toes point up towards the ceiling. Starting with an inhale to reach your hands up nice and high. On your exhale, folding forward, reaching for your toes or your feet. If you can't reach, that's okay. You can keep a bend in the knees. Try to focus on opening through the lower back and the upper back first. And then if this feels good, you can begin to draw your forehead towards your shins. Maybe reaching your toes back towards your nose a little bit more. Using your breath to soften and deepen into this pose. Slowly beginning to exit out of this, rolling up nice and tall. We're going to make our way into cow face legs. So left heel is going to come towards your right glute, stacking your right knee over your left, drawing your right heel towards your left glute, reaching your arms out to the side. Then start by bringing your right elbow next to your ear. Left hand reaches for your right behind you. You can use a towel to grip if you can't reach, maybe a strap. You can always grab for the back of your shirt, trying to pull your elbows in closer towards your midline, and keep squeezing your heels back towards your glutes, pulling everything in towards your center. See if you can stack your shoulders over your hips a little bit more. And then slowly release your grip. Left hand plants on your mat, right arm reaches up and over, gazing towards the ceiling. On your inhale, palms come to touch overhead. Exhale, right hand to your mat, left hand reaches up and over. Left hand comes down. We're going to switch out the legs. Let your legs come nice and long for a moment. And then exhale, folding forward just for a moment to stretch, to reset, to recenter. You can grab for your toes with a yogi grip if you'd like, or just let the head and neck be nice and heavy. Moving to the other side. Drawing your right heel towards your left glute, then stacking your left knee over your right, pulling your left heel towards your right glute. And take the opposite grip here, knowing that one side is probably a lot tighter than the other, and that's okay. This pose definitely shows where we may be tighter on one side, maybe a little bit looser on the other. And just do your best to make the connections where you can. And where you feel a little discomfort, see where you can soften. And again, just really try to pull everything in towards your midline. Trying to keep the spine nice and long. Nice and slow, release your grip. Starting with the right hand planting on your mat, left arm reaches up and over, opening up through the left side body. Inhale, palms come to touch overhead. On your exhale, left hand plants, right arm reaches up and over, nice and soft. Both hands come to your mat, extending your legs nice and long, flexing through the toes, bringing one ear towards your shoulder, and then your other ear, softening and lengthening through the neck. From here, slowly make your way down to your back. Make sure your block is nice and handy. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice tight squeeze. And drawing your right knee up towards your right shoulder, let your left leg fall long on your mat, flexing through both feet. And then right leg comes to your left side for a gentle supine twist, using your left hand as a guide. Right arm can come to a goalpost arm. Try to keep both shoulders planted. Breathing nice and deep to reset. And slowly unwind. Drawing your right knee back and towards your chest, giving it a nice tight squeeze, flexing through the feet once more. Then let your right leg come long on your mat, left knee into the chest, flexing through both feet, taking a deep inhale as you draw your left knee up a little bit higher. Then using your exhale to move into a supine twist, using your right hand as a guide. Left knee comes to the right side of your mat. Again, you can keep your left hand in a goalpost arm. Try to keep both shoulders planted as you breathe deeply into your left side body. Slowly unwind, drawing your left knee back and towards your chest, flexing through the feet one last time. And then draw your right knee in to meet your left. Rock your knees side to side a couple of times. Then plant your heels on your mat. You're going to move into supported bridge. So this is where you're going to need your block. As you would with a regular bridge, pressing down into the heels, lifting the hips up nice and high. Place the block underneath your sacrum. You can start on the tall side or the short side, depending on how deep you want to go. And once you're here, keep pressing into your upper arms and your shoulders just like you typically would. But try to use the support of your block to maybe strengthen in different areas. Maybe that's your calves or your shoulders, or just breathe a little bit deeper into your heart space. When you're ready to exit, come a little bit higher onto your toes or lift the heels a little bit higher. Gently remove the block, using the control and your strength to slowly release your back down to your mat. Give your spine a moment to neutralize. And then gently take some windshield wipers side to side, left to right, starting nice and slow and gentle. And once that feels good, you can draw your knees back in towards your chest and working your way into a happy baby. Bringing the hands to the insides or outsides of your feet or a yogi grip to your big toes. You can sway side to side. If you're feeling nice and open, maybe you straighten through one leg or the other or both. And slowly releasing your happy baby. And when you're ready, fully release down to Savasana. Coming into any shape that feels comfortable. If you want to come into Supta Baddha Konasana or butterfly pose by bringing your heels together, you can do that to open through your hips one final time. Soften through the rest of your body, taking these next few moments for yourself. If you are ready to continue on with your day, begin to invite awareness back into your breath and then back into your body, starting with small movements, fingers, toes, wrists, and then ankles, eventually making your way to a full body stretch, reaching the hands overhead and pointing through the toes, knowing you can stay here longer if you'd like, or roll to one side for a brief moment. Taking this moment to thank yourself for showing up onto your mat today, dedicating time to yourself, to your practice. And gently press yourself up into a seated position at the top of your mat, keeping your eyes gently closed. Palms meeting at heart center, Ujjayi Mudra. Closing out our practice with one final breath together. Exhale out all the stale air in your belly, open mouth release. Deepest inhale of your day. Open mouth, let it all out. Drawing your thumbs to your third eye center if you so choose. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with myself today. The light in me honors the light inside of each and every one of you. Namaste.